Joining. We're connecting. Hey, Karume, how are you doing?
Great. Good to see you, Adam. We're really excited to be here on It's Giving Tuesday to talk about the Giving Grape. So excited to be here.
I'm excited to have you. Giving Tuesday is the ideal time to be on the give back. A lot of giving.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
man. That's what it's all about. Really excited. It's great. And excited to be here. This is awesome. I'm really happy for the proud of the work that you do. Great to be here, man.
Absolutely. So I think we'll just give some introductions all around and then we'll get right into it. So hello, everyone. Welcome to our next episode of the Give Back. I'm your host, Adam Ignatovsky, and we got a great one today. The board president of the Giving Grape, a big deal. The Giving Grape's here to help fight that food insecurity. Just because you have a SNAP benefit doesn't mean you can afford everything you need at the grocery store. So Karume is here to explain, what the issues are, how you can help, and ultimately how you can give back. Karume, how you doing today?
I'm fantastic. Like I said, happy to be here on Giving Tuesday and just give a little overview of Giving Grape and what we do. We're an online platform where we help to give online grocery store gift cards to families in need across the whole country. It's an incredible idea that was born out of the pandemic. We started back in March, April with our fearless leader, Emma Stern, who is an amazing friend of mine. We're public defenders together, and now she led this incredible initiative. And so much has changed since the very beginning. It's grown really rapidly. But I think what's really important about the work we're doing is that, this pandemic has exposed a lot of things, right?
Mm-hmm.
One of the big things that it has exposed is that something people on the ground really knew for years is that there's a really serious hunger crisis in this country. Inequality is really severe in this country as well. But now it's on display for everybody to see. And the other big thing that the pandemic has brought about is this larger narrative about the divisions between us and against neighbors and things like that. And I think the Giving Grape helps to cut through those two at the heart. It allows neighbors to get a chance to connect with other people in their home state or anywhere else in the country, and to help people who are in need right now in a really profound way. So it's an amazing thing to be a part of, and it's been a great ride to see it grow so far.
So that's very interesting, that latter part of the conversation, because I think we hear a lot about from organizations that fight food insecurity is that they address that top line, getting the food to the individual. So how are you helping to bridge the communities?
That's an excellent question. So on our website, actually, we have an entire section where the way that it works is if you need help, you click a button that says, I need help, and you can fill out a profile that gives a little bit of a story about who you are, right? So maybe you lost your job because of the pandemic. Maybe you're caring for an ailing relative, or maybe you've lost someone, the breadwinner in your household, to COVID. There's been so much tragedy that's happened in communities and our families everywhere. And so you put together a profile. It's really simple and easy, and you make a request. And then on the other side, if you want to be able to contribute, click a quick button that says donate on our website, and then you'll see all the profiles. You can even search by your state, as a matter of fact. So if you're from California, like I am, you can select the ones from California, and you can make sure that people who are in need can fill their requests so they get a grocery store gift card so they can purchase the items that they need to support their family.
So, that being said, what are some of the other ways that, someone, a millennial in their, later, maybe mid-20s, someone could argue possibly, can do to help support the Giving Grape?
There's a few things that people can do to support the Giving Grape. I'm so glad you asked that. This is excellent questions.
Like someone had them written down or something.
Fancy that.
Yeah.
One of the things they can do right now is actually support Humbler and the Giving Grape. Is go on humbler.co right now because we have an event coming up actually. December 15th at 6:30, we're doing a gentle yoga relaxation. Really excited about it for two reasons. One, because the day before my third wedding anniversary, so very excited. It's circled on my calendar. And then the other reason is so that we can do yoga together. So much stress this year. Yoga is a really great stress reliever. I did yoga for the first time during the pandemic, and now I do it every day. It's amazing. So we can all do yoga together. December 15th at 6:30. And it's right there on humbler.co. So that's the first thing you can do. The other thing you can do is go to our website and actually contribute. There's two different ways you can help. One way is that you can donate to the profiles, like I was suggesting. The other way, you can make a general donation amount. And we'll make sure that the resources get to where they need to go. And tell all of your friends about the Giving Grape and about Humbler, so that we can spread this message to as many people as possible. I'm sure we all know people who could use a little extra help during the month, and I'm sure we know folks who really want to get involved to help. So really simple, easy ways, and I'll be more than happy to repeat those by the time we finish.
Yeah, we'll get around back to them. But I think what's important now is that we kind of understand the why. What is driving everyone to want to help this cause? Can you elaborate on that?
Sure. Food insecurity is a really critical issue and always has been, honestly. To be honest with you, the federal government's been trying to figure out how to deal with food insecurity since the 30s with FDR and the New Deal. And there's a lot of gaps in the system for folks, I think it's really easy to think, well, isn't there some government program that takes care of food insecurity? Well, kind of, right? So there's a program called SNAP. It's formerly known as food stamps. But SNAP is pretty limited for families who are in need. I'll give you an example. Let's say you want to go to a grocery store and you need diapers, maybe you need menstrual products, or maybe you just need some hot food. You can't get any of those things on SNAP. So SNAP only covers really packaged food. So if you have a working parent who wants to just get a rotisserie chicken for their children, they can't do that using SNAP. Another thing would be well, wait a minute, aren't there food pantries everywhere? Yeah, but you can't choose what you want. And also usually the food's not hot either. And so the Giving Grape really cuts at the intersection of these different gaps in the social safety net, but making sure that people have a grocery store gift card. They can go to a grocery store and get cleaning supplies. Everybody needs that now, and has menstrual products, diapers for their children. Those are things that usually, if not at all, are covered by any variety of programs in any particular city, state, or county.
So you seem like you got a real good handle on this, and it seems like it's a real driver, beyond just your day-to-day job. This is something that you're passionate about. How did you become so passionate about this?
Well, I know what food insecurity is like. I grew up in extreme poverty, raised by a powerful Black woman, but I know what it was like as a kid to go to bed hungry. Nobody in a country of this many resources should ever have to experience that at all. So this has been an issue that's been near and dear to me since my own childhood. The other thing, too, is that, I spent my entire adult life and my career fighting for social justice from South Central LA to the South Bronx. And so I care deeply about fighting so that people can have what they need to take care of themselves, their families, and their communities. And I will say that I'm really inspired by the work that I've seen so far from our fearless leader, Emma Stern, who is an incredible, powerful, dynamic woman. I got to say that I'm usually the most energetic person in the room, but she surpasses me by miles. So, what she's been able to do in the last several months has just been phenomenal. I really think of the Giving Grape as a tech startup. We run out with different ideas, totally rebranded, changed the website, got a bunch of people on board. And now we have 15 people on staff. We're all volunteers. It's just really been amazing. And we've been really able to help real people on the ground in places around the country. That's the thing that when you actually see your efforts lead into something tangible, people can actually get help. It's a really powerful feeling, and I'm continually inspired by Emma, by our team, by our nonprofit partners, and all the people involved.
That sounds great. So, when we think about COVID, we think about how it's really shined a light on this, but it's probably made your job a little bit harder, if maybe that's an understatement. So what steps have you taken to overcome that? And, have those steps made it so everyone could, participate in the cause?
Sure. I'm really glad that you asked. The Giving Grape has been defined by the pandemic, right? We've been entirely virtual the entire time. So everything from, Emma having to bring on 15 staff and 2 other board members. Also, shout out to my fellow board members, Amy and Jared, who are amazing. I couldn't do this work without them and without the team. But we've never met each other in person, right? And you would think that creates a lot of challenges. Starting an organization in the middle of an economic crisis is a huge challenge. just even getting the gift cards has been a massive challenge. I'm going to get back to that in a second, but I will say that because, you know, Emma and the team has taken such an innovative approach, it's allowed us to be really nimble, right? So I think we've been around for maybe 7 months at this point. We've already done a complete rebrand, website, changed the name, a whole bunch of stuff, and brought on some amazing nonprofit partners. So, you know, we've taken the, you know, I hate to use the lemons and the lemonade, but man, nobody's made a finer tasting drink, I think, than we have. Maybe grapes into grape juice or
into
wine?
Into wine. You turn grapes
Into
wine.
wine.
There it is. It was right in front of you the whole time.
I mean, fair enough. You know, I want to just touch on one thing that's a bigger challenge than you would have expected is, you know, our generation, I'll say our, even though I got a gray hair that you're not seeing, is we do everything on our phones.
My beard, so don't worry about it. You know? Just a little bit.
Yeah, right. I shaved mine off
Go
earlier.
ahead, yeah.
So we do everything on our phones in our generation, right? You can order plane tickets, buy groceries, go on dates, all on your phone. We're doing this whole conversation on our phones, case in point, right? But like, there's only about 3 or 4 major grocery store chains in the country that even have online gift cards for their grocery store. And most grocery stores don't even have gift cards at all, right? Mind blowing. I was shocked when Emma brought it up to me because we were like, oh man, this idea is amazing. We're going to go out. Everybody's going to have gift cards. And it's like, no, actually. So one of the ways we try to get around that is by one, finding everyone possible in every neighborhood that takes great gift cards. But we have a list on the giving.org where you can actually look which grocery stores in your community are actually have online grocery store gift cards. So every problem we have taken it head on and done our best to try to get around it.
That's fantastic. So I think, you know, as we become at the tail end of this conversation here, I think we just want to punch home again. How can the people watching today and those watching in the future, hello future viewers, how can they give back?
To the current viewers, first, thank you to all the viewers who are here. I see my wife is on here. Shout out to quite a few in Michigan. I see you. I see Vanessa's on here. Thank you all for joining us. This has been amazing. I'm really glad to have this conversation. Step 1, go to humbler.co. Check out our next event, December 15th, 6:30 p.m. Gentle yoga for relaxation. Everybody needs to unwind. Yoga is one of the best ways to do that. Let's do our downward dogs and warrior twos together. I know my yoga. I do it every day, I'm telling you. Second thing you can do is go to our website, thegivinggrape.org, and you can actually help a family in need today and help fulfill their profile or donate. Third thing is tell all of your friends and let everybody know about the great work that we're doing at the Giving Grape and about Humbler. And I got to say, Adam and I, we talked about this a little before this, that I think what Humbler is doing and what the Giving Grape is doing is a 21st century approach to a very old problem. I've been in the nonprofit sector my whole career, and it's always been challenging as a new nonprofit or even established one. How do you get the word out? How do you let people know about your events, your programs, and things like that? And it's mostly just been, you know, word of mouth. Some have been more sophisticated on social media or not, but it's such a great platform to allow nonprofits to really get to scale and to get more reach. And I think it's amazing. And with the Giving Grape, food insecurity, like we're saying, the federal government's been working on this for 100 years and it's still not perfect. And so we're trying to cut through that to make sure that people have what they need. You know, I've really enjoyed this conversation. Feels like it's gone so quickly. This has been awesome.
It's been fantastic. You know, we'll have to do another one, you know, post-pandemic to show where we're standing, if we made it.
Right.
But, you know, thanks for coming on the show. I know our viewers really appreciate it. I appreciate, you know, all your time. Just, you know, we have the meditation event coming up. It is virtual. So if you're in Chicago or Pittsburgh, California, if you're not even in the United States, you can still make it. So please come.
Yeah, for sure. Shout out also to, like, I see my best man, DJ Deuce, is in here. Shout out to my wife once again, S. Ruby, Sheila Adams, Jane, just amazing. Shout out to you, Adam. This is fantastic. Thanks again. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Have a great night.